Good afternoon, welcome to another edition of the Southern Stars. I'm your host, Sharpy. I've got Ryan Flat from Chelsea and the one and only Richard Houston from St Kilda bloody City. And we're going to talk about this week's finals. And last week I was at the game. I interviewed the coaches from Mountway and Moorabbin. Here they are, people. Good afternoon. Today here we are at the big game, Mountway versus Moorabbin, and here I've got Mick and Brad.
How you going, Sharpy?
Good, mate. Your preparation for today's game?
Oh, nothing out of the ordinary, Sharpy. Just a good solid week on the track. Concentrate on a few finer details for today. We actually trained a little bit for wet weather, but looks like today will be a bit better than that, mate.
And here we've got Mick from the Moorabbin Kangaroos. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Sharp.
So what are you reckon about your team today for the big challenge here, Mick?
Yeah, look, we're up for it. We're keen as.
You've got nothing to lose, Mick.
We've got nothing to lose. The club's come from the brink of death, and we've come a long way over the last 12 months, and looking forward to the challenge put in front of us.
My tip for today is Moorabbin just. Should be a great game today. And shake hands, boys, and get the game get on the... I spoke to some people in the crowd, and I interviewed some Southern Dragons players. Here we've got Kane for
Southern Dragons.
Southern Dragons footy player. How are you, Kane?
Good. Yeah, doing well. Just helping out at the gates today.
A bit disappointed that you couldn't overcome Moorabbin last week, but you did your best.
We did, yeah. It was a good fight out by the boys, and I'm actually pretty impressed because, look, we've really shown ourselves as a final side, which is really good.
And here we've got JC and Jason.
Me too.
I'm going for Moorabbin, but I don't know what's happening going on with Moorabbin.
Well, they've fallen in a heap, Sharpy. There's no two ways about it.
Do they need me out there, JC?
They need 10 of you out there, not only one of you, Sharpy. 10.
We're just in front of the Fox Footy channel, isn't that good?
Yes, it's my new employment now, Fox Footy.
I was boss.
Do you follow the AFL footy?
Yeah. I think as much as it hurts me to say this, I think Collingwood might win the flag this year.
Well, I'm a Cat supporter, and we can't play Collingwood in the grand, but I reckon we'll beat them next week.
Yeah, well, we'll see how you guys go. I think they might just win the flag, unfortunately.
I follow the Magpies.
Well, let me tell you about next week's game. It should be a cracking game, the Cats and the Pies.
Oh, yeah, it should be. It should be a very good game.
Did you watch the game last night?
I did. I was barracking for Fremantle.
And
So.
you've got to be joking. You're going for Freo. This is our last show for the year. I'd like to thank all the people that have come up to me and spoke to me. It's been great. But right now we've done an interview with the coaches. Ryan Flat from Chelsea Heights finished top on the ladder, and Richard Houston finished second in St Kilda. And here's the interview now. Now to the studio, I'd like to welcome Ryan Flat, a great footy player for Chelsea. How are you, Ryan?
Yeah, good, thanks, Sharpy. I'm pleased to be here.
Thank you. And next I've got the visiting coach, Richard Houston from St Kilda. How are you, mate?
I'm very good.
And I've got some questions. Question 1. How did you both get started as coaches?
That's a good question. I first got into coaching when I decided to make the move down from Warragul, where I played all of my junior football and my early days as a senior footballer. And I had been an assistant coach out there for 3 years.
You won much games in Warragul?
Yeah, we did. The last 3 years that I played there, we played in all grand finals. Ooh. And we won a premiership there.
Good.
And came down and spoke to Chelsea Heights, and they had a coaching job on offer, and luckily enough
You took the job, Ryan?
I took the job, yeah.
Well done.
And I've been there for the last 6 years, so I really enjoyed it.
My coaching aspirations started probably about 2004. After retiring from the game for some years, I'd been watching Melbourne Kangaroos, and they won
That's my team.
your team, yes, and got to the preliminary final.
And they lost to Mount Waverley.
That's correct, yes.
Oh, God.
Never mind. And then 2005, I was assistant coach down there, and we won the flag, so it was really good.
Question 2 for $100. What's the toughest part of being a coach in the SFL?
The toughest thing in the SFL, I think, is mainly getting players to train. And if you can't get them to train, you can't get strategies implemented as well as you would like.
Yeah, I think the toughest part of coaching for me probably is at this level of football. We've got some players in our club that have played AFL level.
AFL footy?
AFL footy, and we've also got some players who are basically beginners and sort of starting out and haven't played a lot of
You've
football.
got Jared Eddard, who plays with St Kilda.
Jaden Adhard we have, and also Darren Walsh played a couple of games at Essendon as well. So
He did.
to try and manage the skill development of players of different levels, it can sometimes be a challenge, but it's great with that club environment because those good players can help the players with less experience improve.
What's been your most memorable match this season, 2010?
There's probably been a couple of games which have been real standouts for us. I think early on when we'd had a pretty good start to the season, and Cheltenham, we went to Cheltenham and they really took it right up to us, and we were sort of behind all day and then came.
Oh, that's
home
right.
in the
You
last
won
quarter.
by 1 goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a kick in it. So that was pretty memorable, and I guess our first game against St Kilda City, having not beaten them for many years, probably as long as I can remember.
Did you beat them this season?
We did beat them earlier in the season.
That's
so,
good. You got to win against them.
It was
And
good to
the
get a
end
win
of
at
the
the peanut farm. Yeah.
You beat us twice.
Yeah.
My memorable game this year would be the semi-final. Finally actually got to beat Chelsea Heights.
I know what happened with Chelsea there, Richard.
Good question,
Who
Ryan.
knows, Sharpy? Who knows? That wasn't on the list of questions.
So Ryan, is there a lot of pressure on you being a player and a coach? Does it make coaching easier or harder?
That's a really good question. It's sometimes it makes the job easier in that when you're out on the field you can have an immediate impact and direct your players without having to use the runner to send them out, so there's not necessarily a delay in getting the message there, and as a player you can have an impact on the game as well. Whereas coaching from the sidelines, that's a little bit less difficult and you don't have as much control. But having said that, it's very difficult being in the game to see everything that goes on and where your players are positioning
You
themselves.
shouldn't coach in the sideline. You need a coach's box to coach, you not.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, half the grounds don't have a coach's box.
So they coach on the boundary.
Yeah, we've a couple of my coaching staff have had some nice wet days this season, getting drenched out in the run.
This is St Kilda's 4th straight grand final. Do you feel more pressure being the defending premiers?
I think it's always precious making a grand final. I think people underestimate that to make the final series is hard enough. To actually make a grand final is even harder, and to win a grand final is it's a very hard gig. So I think the pressure's always there on either side, but you always take each game as it comes.
What preparations will you put in for the grand final next week?
Well, we've already done our preparations. We felt that Chelsea Heights would get through to the final anyway.
Of course they would.
Exactly right. You tipped them. So, look, we'll just do the same. We'll have the matchups, our structures in place and our game plan, and we've got it all pretty well locked down. Our players know what they're going to do.
That's right.
Just going to go out there and do it.
And for us, Sharpy, we obviously had a pretty tough game against St Paul's on Sunday, so it was a pretty good contest for most of the game, probably until the last 15 minutes.
They put up a good fight.
They did put up a good fight. So early in the week, we'll just focus on recovery and getting ourselves freshened up.
It must have been a tough matchup because your eye doesn't look right, Ryan, but
Yeah, no, I copped
it's only a bit of a game, so.
copped a little bit of a whack early in the game. Unfortunately, I can't jump as high as Joe Kruger, so his knee got a little bit higher than mine.
retaliate back. You kept your cool.
No, I actually wasn't in a position to retaliate at
That's
the time.
right. You don't retaliate back in football.
It slowed me up a little bit, but we got through. So we just have to recover this week and freshen up, and hopefully be right to go on Sunday.
What will be the key to winning, and who do you see as being your danger players on both sides?
The key is obviously stop Flacky. Stop Flacky and game over, we win the game.
Well, I don't know if you can stop this guy, mate.
Well, they gave it a good crack on the weekend, I'd have to say.
You
Sharpy.
in the midfield?
Yeah, I'll be probably playing in the midfield.
Good.
That's sort of where I played most of the year.
Who's your matchup for this week?
Well, we've obviously St Kilda City have got a lot of really good players.
Ezra Poyas from
Ezra Poyas is a very good player, and Miles Quinn up in the forward.
very strong.
Yeah, so, but you know, we've got a few of our own good forwards in Phil Smith, who's kicked a lot of goals this year, and Mark Fitcher and Darren Walsh that we spoke about before. So,
And Weinberg, Paul Weinberg, the ruckman.
big Paul Weinberg in the ruck, yeah, he's a former league best and fairest player, so, you know, they're all going to be key players, and it'll be interesting to see the matchups around the ground.
The big question. Everyone wants to know what's in store for Man Monday. Way you go, Rich.
Oh, Mad Mondays is Mad Monday. There's no planning for Mad Monday. It just happens.
Just happens.
Yeah, I'm a little bit the same, Sharpy. That's where the coach relinquishes control to the players, and I guess I'll be at the mercy of whatever those guys decide to do. But at the moment, we're just thinking about the game, and I guess we'll worry about the festivities after that.
The last question is AFL tips for the grand final and AFL tips for the Brownlow medal.
My tip and hope for the flag. I'm a Collingwood supporter, so.
Sorry, Richard, I'm going.
Oh, there we go. Well, it's the big game on Friday night.
I'm going.
I'm hoping that the Pies get up, and I'm obviously hoping that Dane Swan, he's a good chance for the Brownlow.
I reckon Gary Ablett.
Yeah, well, he's a very good chance too. So.
How about you, Richard?
I think Geelong for the flag.
Do you follow the Cats?
No, I'm a Melbourne supporter actually, so we're not
Cats
quite
for
there.
the flag, yes.
Cats for the flag, and I reckon Dane Swan for the Brownlow.
I like the front row one, Flat from Chelsea and Richard for St Kilda City for coming in and speaking to us. I want a good clean match, boys, no melees. And shake hands, boys. And let's get the game on the road on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm going for Chelsea, so I picked them in Division 1 for the whole thing.
That's the way, buddy.
And the final, don't get me started! Gary Lyon from the Footy Show went to the Spud Bar. He went to the Spud Bar and he asked for a Spud with yogurt, and this stupid guy at the bar gave him, put bloody yogurt on, and he wanted cold sauce. So I'm sorry to say, Gary Lyon, but here's the warning sign for you. Warning, warning. Firstly, Brendan from Bowen. They've sacked you from the Lions, I don't care about you, you know, dude. And I've got a son here for Favole if I can name one. Oh, Brendan Favole, you've been sacked from the Lions. You're rubbish to the footy club. Oh, Brendan Favole, you won't be signing me up at full forward, 'cause I'm a Cat supporter. You stupid idiot, drunken idiot Favole. My division tips of the SFL are, it's Mount Wayne versus Hand. Oh, Jesus. I don't know who to tip in that game at all. No, I'm going Hampton by 10 points in that game. So to say Mount Wayne, Hampton's going to win the flag. Division 2, Clayton Oakley. Stop Richie Surgeon, Oakley will win. Going Oakley by about 15 points. I've sticking with 15, don't you change it. No, 18 points. And Division 1, Chelsea, St Kilda, I'm going Chelsea by about 6 goals there, 40 points. And my AFL tips, going the Western Bulls to knock off St Kilda by about 10 points. And the Cats to beat Collingwood by about 22 points. I'm coming down this fight, this is what you get, Joffa! You're going down, buddy! This is the last show, everyone. I like to thank David, Marie, Wayne, Kinsey at SFL, all those people for being supportive to me. Steve, Adam, Ryan, Peter, Amy, Dan the man, all the people that have written to me, Dimmy, Michael, Farheave, everyone that's talked to me. The favourite moment was that old guy in the canteen, Bob. That was one of the crackers all season, mate. Best chips are at Clayton Footy Club, that's 90 out of 90. And the best pies are at Cheltenham when Adam just split his pants on from even down to the bloody roof. Big thanks to Holmes and to all the staff. Without Holmes we wouldn't be doing this, no. To all my guests who have sat with me on the show. I know people, you wanted us to have Nicky Del Santa, but I'm sorry we couldn't get him on. Maybe Sam Newman next year, I'm hoping. That's it. Till you jump on Friday. Stay sharp!